First weekend of August means it's time for the biggest event in year in British karting. We are here at PF International. It is, of course, Kartmasters, the Motorsport UK Kartmasters British Kart Grand Prix, the event where the drivers are fighting for the famous GP plate, which has been won by the likes of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. It's here at the biggest facility in UK karting, one of the biggest facilities in world karting, and with that, a lot of pieces need to be put together to make this huge puzzle of Kartmasters come together. So in this video, you're going to come with me and we're going to go and have a look at how Kartmasters is put together. Follow me. And this is the sound you're all used to as you come into a karting paddock. You can see all the tents in line, karts being fired up, ready to go. Almost time for these guys to go racing on the Grand Prix. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic day, and as ever, some fantastic facilities. As you can see, people coming from as far as Dubai for this race, and we've got big setups around here as everyone gets ready to go racing for Kartmasters. So once we come to the end of the paddock, we get to the village area, something that has hugely expanded over the last few years here at PFI. We've got lots of catering facilities, some brought in exclusively for this event. We've got the cafe over there, the famous Torsion bar as well, and then this village area where family, friends, fans can come and enjoy the racing up on the big screen at the back of the famous podium, a new addition to the event this year, and the live pictures on that coming directly from Alpha Live as the fans watch who is going to stand on that famous podium. Let's go and have a look, shall we, at how those pictures are put together by Alpha Live. So this is where all the pictures get put together from Alpha Live. We're going to head up to production now. I'll take you inside where we will meet our director producer James Fitchew, one of the brains behind Alpha Live. James, just quickly run us through, if you can, how this is all working. I know you're directing, putting the whole show together today. Tell us how it all works.
Yeah, so we've got all the camera feeds coming in here. I've got a communication to all my camera operators as well. So I can switch between each camera feed. I can get them to create like nice shots for like if I need any like static shots. But obviously, most of all, we're following the action really. With the action, obviously, we want to get nice close action. Not only that, we're supplying the CCTV room feed and out in the paddock. So I want to make sure that this is the most exciting racing you'll ever watch.
How much crew do we have here? How does that compare to normal? How much preparation do you have to go? Three-barreled question there.
Yeah, so we've got many staff. We've obviously got you guys doing features and stuff with celebrities and whatnot around the paddock and stuff. I've got 7 camera operators out on track, 2 of them being roaming. I've got a static camera. I've got 2 commentators over here. I've got Stuart that's going to be beside me. He's going to be helping. We're going to get all the replays. We're putting together a highlight package as well for the end of the day. We've got replays. We're going to try and utilise social media through this one. But we're just trying to make it the best show we possibly can.
When did you plan for this? When did you start setting up?
So this is kind of on my mind about 2 months ago. Building the runner show, getting the timetables, building the graphics, and just prepping for this.
And not only that, you've got other events going on this weekend as well.
Yeah, so we've got the British 24, which is a big one anyway. Obviously, they started off with a really wet race yesterday. They started 3 hours behind time. And then we've got an event at Wilton Mill as well this weekend as well.
And this, would you say, this is your highlight of the year, the one you have to do the most preparation for?
This is mine. This is the big one for me. Like this is the British Grand Prix in karts.
30 hours of live coverage.
It's crazy, isn't it? 30 hours. And like, yeah, day 3. Been here since Wednesday. And I can't wait to get started.
Let's go and hear from the 2 guys you have to hear from. There they go, commentators. Here we go. Gentlemen, how are we doing? You're on camera this year as well. Henry Baudet, Anthony Jordan, how are we doing? Very quick word from both of you. How's it going so far? What are we expecting?
Well, it's the big day, the biggest single day of karting in the UK, and I can't wait. The nerves, not really nerves, it's the adrenaline is pumping because, you know, it's down to us to sort of carry the excitement of this event to a global audience. Can't wait. Still, after all these years, I'm like a child.
And DJ, how's it been? Paddock shows already, 3 of those?
Yeah.
Two full days of coverage?
Yeah, 30 full hours of live coverage this weekend. It certainly has been exciting for the viewers at home as well. Yeah, this weekend we've had action-packed racing, probably one of the hardest conditions we've seen as well. Wet racing conditions, certainly very exciting from the driver's point of view and for spectators. Grand finals today. We don't know who's going to win it. We've got our predictions in. I'm sure there's a lot of viewers at home that have got their predictions in as well. We're looking forward to this one. But cup of tea now. Calm the excitement as we get ready for the grand finals later.
Well, eight minutes, just over that until we go live for Sunday. Thank you for what you're doing, guys. Best of luck throughout the day. So I'll be speaking to them. I'll be on the grid. They will be up here. Here is Timekeeping. Let's come and have a look in and what's going on here. So here you can see everything's put together on Timekeeping. They're getting everything out there as well on the start-finish line. So a busy day, lots of results to be printed off, and Des and the team up here keep us all updated with what's going on. We will leave them to it because they're going to be very busy. And now we walk into this area. Is if you've been in an incident, drivers tend to be waiting here to then come through into the stewards. We've got Ken over here. We will have a quick look around. Ken, how's it been so far? Are we going to have a busy day?
It's steady day. The last 2 days have both been steady. No serious issues. So I think as a panel we are quite happy.
So far, so good. And you can see the empty chairs might be filled later if we do get some incidents, but very clean racing so far. Hard but fair. Cameras are in here as well. Go in and have a look around there, Ryan, and you can see David's there with all of the cameras around the circuit, just flicking between those, making sure everything's going okay. They've got access, so if there is an incident, you can see all the cameras around that they have access to use to investigate anything should it be necessary. And let's then end out here. We have a lot of marshalling team, a lot of guys that have to put the event together. One of them being our flag operator out here. What a sight that is. When they go green later, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And here we can see the famous gantry flag operator down the end who will be sending in. And this is the view from up on the gantry, and absolutely fantastic stuff. Of course, this is where we have Timekeeping Stewards commentary production. Now I'll take you down to have a look at race control and see where those guys are based. So let's go in now to a place where every driver must come. The stewards, they only have to go to if they've been involved in an incident. Race control is where the drivers all come in to sign on. You can see Claire and all the team. We've got a big team in race control all working. This is what the drivers are fighting for. The GP plates and the trophies as well. Really, really nice for this year. We'll have a look now as well. We've got plenty of special guests this year, and some of those will get to enjoy the racing from up here in the VIP area. This is where we had our live lounge yesterday. It was set up here. Now it is being used for the VIP. Sarah Edwards is setting up here. Really nice. We got a lot of hiding faces as well. Really nice up here for people to come and enjoy the racing, and they get a very good view. I'm sure it's going to be very busy up here. They get a very good view out on the balcony here. Here we can see dummy grid area. Go to your left, Ryan, and you'll see that is where the mechanics watch from, and they have a perfect view up here of all the racing going on. I think Dan Ashton's giving us a wave. Hello to Dan, making sure everything is in check out on circuit, one of the many marshals officials that we have out there on the circuit. So we were just over there at race control. Once the drivers are signed on and it's time to go, this is the journey they will go on. They will come through the gate here into the dummy grid area, the assembly area. The tyres will be scanned. For some of the classes, we have controlled tyres and controlled exhaust as well, but that does not apply to every single class. This is the assembly area where people will be working on the carts, getting them ready to then go through into the dummy grid. And you can see there's a timer up there. The status of the meeting currently dry, and it would be closing right now in 7 seconds for the next session. That sound tells you it is time to be on the grid, and if you're not in there at that point, you are not going to be going racing. Here is where the mechanics will leave the trolleys as well. I'm just going to take you up onto the mechanics stand. Let's go around here and have a look, because this gives us a little bit of a view of where some of our team are based. So you can see all the trolleys are left here. Hopefully the mechanics don't need them until the drivers have come back in. We have 25, a team of marshals, around 14 active out there on the circuit. They do a superb job, and our camera ops are out there as well. We've got one in the middle, one up there, one down there, Chris Simpson way over there as well. Huge team of camera ops. James saying almost 10, 8 of them out scattered around the circuit. Okay, let's move back into the journey the drivers go on. They would have gone into the dummy grid, they would have raced, then they come back into Parc Fermé. You will see the drivers over here will line up. They will all come in to be weighed. Let's go and take you into the weigh bridge. Now there is a minimum weight that they all have to meet. Here's where the drivers are weighed with their carts. Then they will come out into here. Carts will go on the trolleys. They will leave. If they have been picked, or if they have been one of the top finishers in their class, they will come in here to be scrutineered as well. You can see the team of scrutineers all in there getting ready to go.
Nice to see you.
How are we doing? Very good. How's it been going so far?
Very good. Very good. Everyone's behaving themselves.
Should we go in?
Let's go
Can you show us
inside.
around?
That's it. This is where the inner sanctum. This is where everything gets taken apart and checked. Mighty impressive, as everyone knows about PF. For this event, the best event in kart racing, probably annually. Yes, no expense spared. Everything gets ripped apart.
It's a quite a big setup, isn't it? And a big team you have.
Yeah, and because of what we do, there's lots and lots of karts and everything else. We need to do an awful lot of stripping. We've got 3 different classes here this weekend, so every engine has to be taken apart, nuts and bolts, just to make sure that everything's legal. Because the idea is we're here to police it and make sure everyone gets a fair crack at this prestigious plate.
They all want to go for it, so that's the main thing we can do. Hard but fair racing.
Oh, unbelievably so. We're here for everyone. We're not here for the big teams. We're here for dad and lad that are aspiring to something great. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like in your podcast with Henry earlier on. So yeah, it's brilliant. So it's great to see the dad and lads here as well as the big teams. The dad and lads are still the backbone of kart racing, and they love it. So it's great.
They really are. Well, this is going to be getting busier and busier throughout the day. We'll see it. See you later. We'll leave the team to it in there. Just come out, Ryan. One thing I do want to show you is one very important part of the meeting as well. Is the medics over there. We can see always an ambulance on site. And currently, we have some of the drivers getting ready to go for racing. One last thing I do want to show you is I will be out there interviewing the top 3. If they've been through weighing, their front fairing is okay, they will then go out on this entry line to the circuit here and drive round to the start-finish line where they will then be interviewed by myself and be given the GP plate if they are lucky. And as you can see there, we have the next repechage race getting ready to go. I think we should probably end this by taking you down to the dummy grid. So the final part for the drivers then in this behind the scenes, we come into the dummy grid. Karts are gridded up in their respective positions. You can see at the very front, the clock is ticking down for the drivers. Nerves are building as they watch on from the race before, which is kicking off. And when they get to the last corner, it gets a little bit loud. And with that, your nerves just start building even more. But this is the last opportunity. This is the last opportunity for the drivers to get advice from their mechanics as we get ready to go racing for that famous GP plate. Brings back so many memories for me personally, being stood in that dummy grid. It's such a special feeling, one of the most unique. You can hear the commentators going in the background as well. And this will be the final stage that the drivers go through before they head out onto that circuit to go racing for the GP plate. And with that, I think we will end our behind the scenes video here. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy Kartmasters 2023.